Good evening. This is Daryl Johnson, Ride the Wind. I wanted to follow up on my previous video. I just went and ate with some really nice ladies who I'm trying to wake up. They're, say, 50% there. You know, they're definitely questioning their reality, which is cool. Good work on that. And I've got somebody that I'm getting into a rehabilitation center tomorrow, which will be my fourth one since I've gotten up here. So I do my other job also. I try to. Anyway, the follow-up. You know, I'd mentioned, you know, the 30,000 particle colliders, the thermonuclear fusion reactors, tokamak, ITER, CERN's new deal that they got going, CERN, the new Hemi UV thing, which I'm still trying to figure out how that all works. It wasn't totally explained. But anyway, along with that, you got StarLink and Deep Space Network, which may be some of them things that are falling out of the sky because it's an old system. A lot of things that are being seen in the sky are StarLink and byproducts of StarLink, you know. I think somebody else would agree with me on that, you know. It's just a frequency. You know, that's the other thing I was saying. You know, we've got a battle to fight too, but we also have to understand that this is a disreality. Okay, that's not real. We don't know how long really it's not been real. And we know we got ships up there that are a mile and a half long floating around, which brings me back to my giant deal, right? You know, how big is something that drives a ship that large, you know? And those people who say UFOs don't exist, I mean, that is just almost brainless, you know? And also responsible for these beams, I think, is the same thing the guy Steve had on, the German guy, who's given the best analysis by far of anybody, wrapped it up in a bow, in a package, accept it. That's what it is. You know, it's the blue masquerade, right? Though, I don't understand why people are out there still trying to figure it out. That's kind of confusing to me. But a lot of what's seen, say the mirrors, and we got the dew wave thing, right? I don't know how plasma bursts come out of the sky, but I don't think they come out in a straight beam. You know, I don't think that's the way it works. And I've got about probably 20 plasma storm videos that show that's not what happens at all. But anyway, and I wanted to, again, hats off with Steve and the German guy he had on, and makes me mad. I can't remember his name, and I've watched him on a couple of channels, you know. There's some questions I'd really like to ask him, so I have my head fully around it. Again, one being the UV thing. You know, I know all the pieces. I just don't know how they plug in. He knows how they plug in. And there's so many other factors too. Like I said, UV, and Obama getting us all to get UV bulbs when he was in office. So there's something with the UV thing, and that makes me real creeped out too, to wonder if we're all running around thinking right, you know, because they can change that easily. And I said that in one of my first videos. We could wake up tomorrow and be a different reality, and we wouldn't even know it, you know. If our thoughts are changed, we're not even going to know it. So, well, we got Musk. He's shooting up the Dragon, right? You guys know about that, right? Anyway, yeah. He's shooting up the Dragon. And I'm very proud of him. I'm sorry. Anyway, and that nobody's watching this, but we got people holding rad meters next to their cable lines, and those things are just cooking, and the electric lines are cooking. That's a whole nother video of this line that goes throughout Heber Springs, Arkansas, and it's burnt down 150-year-old oak trees. I mean, throughout the town, wherever this line went, and I ran a recon on it, wherever this line went, everything is toast. You know what I mean? Wow. And actually that line sits right outside my window. So that's cool. Um, I need those frequencies. I need those. Or they think I do. It's got to be love. It's just love, love coming out of them lines. Anyway, back to the battle. We're talking about FEMA right now doing some pretty erroneous shit. Okay, there's one enemy, and if you don't know what they're doing, what's his name? Jim Vaughn, Vann, Vann. He's covering it, and the shooting in the Russian Wens shelter that homeless man didn't want to go to. Well, guess what? There's a video of that. People getting shot, innocent people being shot. And we got the containers off the coast of Hawaii, human remains in them. We got 30 to 40,000 people missing in California right now. And the FEMA trucks are on a roll with what they call, again, they couldn't afford coffins, and I might have said this before, they're called casket liners, they're plastic. Well, there's truckloads headed to California, so add that one up. That's a major player in the battle. We got the alien thing coming in. We don't know if they're good or bad. If they're hiding themselves, and I can't see them as being good. Military, we've got the military. We've got NORAD, we've got issues, and if they're training people the way a Marine friend of mine, I know went in a year ago, and I lost his contact. They were teaching him everything. They were teaching him how to read crop circles. They were going into it, and they were explaining definitely what was going to happen with the planets. So he got that right off the bat. So our battle is going to be, again, we got FEMA, we got the government, and we got Obama, who put into the Patriot Act, which nobody verifies, is the ability to use force against U.S. citizens on U.S. soil. That would be by foreign or domestic troops. And that leads me into 380,000 UN troops here that are training currently or already been trained to speak English. I can speak firsthand of Saginaw, being out of my son's, and there's an airport called Meacham Airport, okay? It was a corporate airport converted into a military airport. I identified 5 different countries: France, Canada, regular UN planes, Germany, one I couldn't identify. But I'm real good at this, and I've been doing this since I was down in Fort Worth. I'm an Air Force brat, and I look up at the sky all the time, and knowing my enemy is the way to roll. So we've got those major forces, and I'm just wondering, what the plan is now that we know these planets are coming in, and we know they're going to use that as a tool to basically set off the fireworks display, nuclear pageantry, as Maynard would refer to. When's it all start? How much time do we have? And are we going to do something? Survival is built into our genes. And what I feel from a lot of people, those who won't wake up or choose not to, is somehow they've lost the survival mechanism that's built into all of us. We're all going to go through this. You can't just lay down and die. So the human instinct, which I don't see, should kick in as to where we help each other and survive. But I don't see that happening either. But there are the ones out there, and hopefully we can build more people that care, and then have some semblance of at least making a go of this. And again, prepping's real cool and all that, but there's stuff equally as important. Tools against these people. We're going to be fighting things. Also, I should have said, CERN's going to open something up. That's what they've been trying to do. And they will accomplish doing it. Now, somebody just quoted me something, and I'm going to end with this, and I want to give all you blessings, and to seek this knowledge, keep seeking, find out, Take a look at King James Version, okay? I looked up, I'm looking at the Masonic thing. It's really weird. I punched in Master Builder, Egyptian, right? Emotep pops up and Ramses and blah, blah, blah. But it seems like everything I go in the Bible to, I at least trace it back to Egyptian, So a book of Masonic Egyptian stuff is what we're fighting here. And that's right there. There's another entity, the Cabal, that's been around for thousands of years and planning this, okay? The other is going to be the supernatural entity, which I believe even Nostradamus speaks of. So us 144s, or even you people who care or are half awake, you're going to be there too. Everybody's going to need to kick in, and we're going to have to give it everything. If we want our species to survive, and we want the right part of that species to survive. Anyway, I'm getting off deep, but I do have more things to say, but I'm not going to do it tonight. I think I've said enough. But to all of you 144s and all you people that are hurting like I am, and I do want to tie that back to the hospital and the insurance deal I'm going through. What I'm really concerned about is the elderly people that are out there and that are suffering from this and possibly dying. I would highly suggest you read UN Agenda 2030, that is the Sustainability Act, and they'll understand what they mean by sustainability. It means depopulation, and they're very serious about what they're doing. I know Arkansas is on the list. I found that out like 8 months ago. I checked that one out. So check your state too. The deal is to force people out of the rural areas into the cities for control. Okay? They're already cutting people off that are off grid. They're literally locking them off their land. Okay? So they're down with the agenda. And again, I think it's Javon. I'll post his name beneath it. He's keeping up on the FEMA thing, and he does it kind of in a horrifying fashion, but it is horrifying. Total that up with the amount of people that we've lost around the world over the past 5-6 months. I mean, we're in the millions of people, and everybody playing dumb, and it's sad. So I know you people who feel this. I know you people are probably losing tears, like after I saw that Russian Winds video. It was, wow, and I know you're lonely, and I know you're hurt, and I know nobody's listening to you, but let's not give up yet. Let's keep trying, and know that, again, above us all, above all these entities, is an almighty power that put the good within all of us. It's whether or not we've chosen to let that good in. The people who are watching this channel, and I consider myself as a person who's good, we got that from somebody. We got that from an entity that is good, that rises above all these others, and that is there for us. And there's a person beneath him or it also. Just talk to him. If you haven't made that connection yet, or are starting to make that connection, and starting to meditate and try and get a part or into the collective, you're making a mistake. You need to start now. If you have an addiction, you need to slide it off now, because you do not want the sky falling in and you laying down in a withdrawal. That's the worst way to go. You're not an addict. You are a person with a substance abuse issue. And in most cases, you don't do it to get high. You do it to escape reality. And I understand that 100%. But you're not going to be able to get anything when this happens. So try and get over it now. If you need any help, it's 144rtw@gmail.com. You're welcome, all of you, to send me your dreams. any answers that you might have or any thoughts on what I spoke about. And I will be back with another video to talk about some things I've really not wanted to talk about, but I think it's time. And I appreciate you all hanging in there. And just be safe, and be smart. Bye. Have a good night.